Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida. And Congressman, I do want to point out Paul Ryan already on record today saying he does not think we should be shutting down the government over this issue.
Well, also, Speaker Ryan agreed that the House would fund the $5 billion for the border wall that the president's asking. The challenge is really in the Senate. What I think investors and viewers want to know is whether or not we're going to shut down the government on the way out of power as Republicans, and I think that is very unlikely. What I think you're seeing is the President of the United States actively trolling congressional leadership. And I think the reason he's doing it is he's pretty ticked off that for the last 2 years when Republicans have had control, we haven't built the damn wall that we promised the American people we would. And so here at the end of the Republican control, I think the president is expressing his frustration through these threats, but I think that the likelihood of an actual shutdown is very low.
Of course, the irony there is that the folks he's trolling, most of them are on their way out, and now the Republicans have lost control. So then what ultimately will we see? Because, you know, the die is cast, and we know that President Trump more often than not lives up to these threats.
Well, sometimes. I mean, I recall before the election, he was threatening to shut down the government and if he didn't get funding for the border wall. And it was one way to get the American people focused on the issue of immigration, whether it's invoking birthright citizenship changes or the border wall or shutdowns. The president likes it when the American people understand the threat that illegal immigration poses. And so I think this is largely about, look, you and I are here talking about it right now, Charles. I mean, he's captivating the news cycle and driving the narrative on his issue rather than allowing the Democrats or other congressional Republicans to be able to be talking about something else in these budget negotiations. Right. So pretty masterful on the president's part, in my view.
Jim Jordan put out a post today saying two things that the Republicans should be focused on: border wall, also Rod Rosenstein testifying about recording President Trump. I think a lot of people are looking and saying, golly, there's a whole lot of issues in this country right now. Why are these Republicans focused on that so much? Why is that so important, so critical, when there are so many other things that seemingly are a lot more important with just 9 days to go?
I would definitely reject the premise that this isn't important, Charles. You had the former general counsel of the FBI testify to Congress that he believed that the sitting deputy attorney general was actively lobbying the cabinet and working to unseat the president of the United States, and we have not held a single hearing about it. We should have done this weeks ago. We should have done it as soon as we found out, but I think that's pretty damn important, and I would like to see us hold those hearings. That doesn't mean we can't walk and chew gum at the same time. We need to keep the government open and fund the border wall.
Real quick, speaking of hearings, Nancy Pelosi's coming in. I think you're going to have a whole lot of them. How you looking forward to all those?
They've said they're going to have a subpoena cannon out for the president, and I think that a lot of the charges against him are illegitimate, and I'll be right there to have his back along with Jim Jordan and the rest of the folks that think that he's being treated unfairly, and we want to give him the flexibility and the bandwidth to go and make the great changes that this country needs to be successful.
Well, yeah, if you're talking like one of those cannons, like the confetti cannon, yeah, I think they're going to come one after another. Congressman Matt Gaetz, thank you very much. Really